Glad you're joining me. When you come on, say hello, hello, hello. Hey, this is the time to ask questions. You make the show. All right. I talk about fitness all the time with men like you. And, I want to answer the questions that you want answered, right? It could be about anything. It doesn't even need to be about working out or nutrition or mindset. Ask me anything about our journey as men who are a little bit older. All right. I want to make this show interesting for you. I think about what I do and I, go over it with my clients, and it's the same tight circle about fitness. And then it branches out to other things. So when I'm here, I probably have all these things that you might find interesting, all right, that you need, but you have to ask me. It's sometimes, from my perspective, doing this for 32 years and talking about it over and over again, is that maybe I can't step into your shoes just the way you want. So this is the time. All right. Ask me anything. Just guy talk, anything. If I'm going to spend this time here, I want to make it interesting for you, entertaining, and helpful to you. Hi, Chad. Tell me where you are watching me from. Chad is on Facebook at 𝗖cie𝗂𝗿𝗀 page. I also do this at the Workouts for Older Men page on Facebook, and YouTube do it live. And then it's on LinkedIn, it's Twitter, TikTok. It's on Instagram. All right. So wherever you're watching me, whether you're watching me live, say hello, hello, hello in the comment section and ask any questions. Chad is from Indiana. All right, guys. What I'm thinking about doing is I see these every once in a while. It's like maybe a Saturday and Sunday early morning, like a Zoom session, right? We all just get in there and, not do weight training workout, but just some moving type of exercise. Just connect, maybe on the weekends, right? One of those group type things. Saw that. Looks pretty fun, trying to put that up together. I'm really used to doing the one-on-ones, right? But if I can assemble enough of us, you, to come, that might be fun. Tell me what you think about that, right? Just for the connection, if anything. I do still do deadlifts. Chad, how about you? I do deadlifts. Even when I was a competitive bodybuilder, I would do deadlifts probably about 1 out of every 3 10-week routines. So I didn't do them all the time, but I did them. You know what I really like now that really wasn't around back in when I was at it? I like those hex bar deadlifts where you're actually in the center, so you don't have to lean over. I love those. All right. So yeah, I do deadlifts. I love deadlifts. All part of all the exercises, though, right? Try to just get in there and be efficient, not get too attached to one exercise, so I make sure that I do them all. J. Martin Skinner. Hey, Skip. Good evening. James from New York. Thoughts on starting a family after 50? Oh, that is such an awesome question. And any thoughts on herbs that help you with bodybuilding for older guys? All right. So now you want to know my experience, or are you starting a family after 50? Or are you just curious what this is like for me, having young ones at almost 9 years old and 7 years old, and here I am at 60. Right. So let me answer the easy question first, is that, I'm not really into the herbs or the really specialty supplements. I've gone, I'm being into passionate about fitness, willing to do what it took. I definitely looked into all of the supplements and things like that. And, it took a lot of them, sports supplements. But now, as here I am at 60, not necessarily a big fan of the benefit of them. And, they come and go. But so, no, I don't have any herbs that I think would be especially helpful for older men. Now, as far as starting a family after 50, I really lived a very unique life. And, actually, I was putting together, I was writing my memoirs or whatever, like how I developed into, the person I was, just say 5 years ago or 10 years ago, through, coming into bodybuilding at 27, and then how that consumed my life, and all the great things about it and all the things that maybe challenged me afterwards. It's called It's a Matter of Trust. confessions of a recovering bodybuilder, you could really, see how my mind formed. Now, I was really passionate about it. I would put excerpts on my website. A lot of guys were moved by it. That created a connection. A lot of them come to me for coaching because of their backgrounds and the way they were thinking growing up were similar to the same challenges. And I do find that a lot of the men who are attracting me for coaching, when we get to talking bro to bro, we've had a lot of same experiences. But what I realized is we create our own reality, and the reality that I had of my past and moving forward, it served me, but it was time to create a new meaning of what all that stuff meant, and that would push me forward to where I am now. So, having children at this age, I mean, especially knowing what I know, a couple of things. One is, especially with all the life coaching and things that I do, and really understanding and being obsessed with personal development, I understand how important that childhood is. And you probably hear about the imprint age, 0 to 8. So, younger, you don't really understand all those things. You're still finding yourself, and you don't know the cause and effect of your parenting, right? So this one, I knew it. I talked to men. I hear how, their childhoods and how they interpret events and its impact. So I knew I had a very job that I took very seriously. I really, you see me come in here and for my fitness, obviously being fit at 60 and pumping out the information, but I really feel as though I've been a full-time, in my profession, but really a full-time parent too. My wife is a stay-at-home mom. I have worked from home, and we were just talking about this, that they've only had 2-3 times where they've even had babysitters for a night. All right. I've really taken it seriously because of the impact. Another thing too, and being older, and it kind of goes into what, I say is that, we got more time behind us than we do in front of us. And if you just do the math, I'm this age, they're this age, I got to love them whole, hug them, teach them with a sense of urgency. Like, let me just tell you, I'm not going to be around when they're 60. Right. So that's probably the biggest things that when it comes to parenting when you're older. As far as, energy is concerned, I hear that a lot of guys who are, 32-year-old dads, I don't know how you do it when you're that age. Well, they're assuming I don't have that much energy at this age, and they aren't going to have energy. And so they're barely getting by now. But really, when you have an outcome in mind, you'll be surprised, how much energy you can generate. So let's see here. All right, let's see here. Hey, Skip, I used to love military press, old school style. What do you suggest that we can do to carry on doing them in our 50s? Any long-term effects on shoulders? Everybody's built differently about, some people, they're doing the exercise, but, the elbows tilted here and they just kind of grind through like pain gain. So for years, they're doing shoulder press slightly too much tension, and they just think that's part of the whole pain process. So some people just don't have, the best form, and they've been doing it for years. Some it's genetics, right? So we just got to do the best we can. It's all about overload. So even if you, got a 20-pound dumbbell or, one of those bands or whatever it takes to create overload and doesn't hurt you, we got to find a way to make that happen. A lot of times, when people are injured or compromised and they ask me, well, what should I do? Well, that's what you have to find. Because even if you, like I said, like guys talk about bench press, and I really think that they have their arms too wide, so it's on the shoulders, and they have their elbows too far out. Even this is too far out, right? It's got to be not too close for its triceps, about right here. And then also you don't put it way up here with your, up on your middle or upper chest. It's like right under your sternum here, right? So those three things will take all the tension off your shoulders. And if you never really learn that, and it looks like you're moving from point A to point B, you have a terrible time with the bench press, which a lot of guys talk about, right? you know, and then they get that confirmed by a lot of guys on the internet, right? So sometimes it's not the shoulder press, it's not the bench press, it's the way you may be doing it, and that's fine. But there's a lot of different ways to stimulate, uh, you know, the muscle with different exercises that will effectively hit it. You know, you don't just have to use one. There's many ways to stimulate the targeted muscle group. All right, guys. Well, great, great, great. If you have any questions and you're watching the replay version, post those down below. Hey, let's take on the day with a sense of urgency. We have to when we're a little bit older. Got more time behind us than in front of us. If you want one-on-one coaching, you want to talk about that, go in the description of this video. Click some links. We'll talk about it. All right. Have a great night.